ICICI Bank remains in focus as RBI imposes a penalty on back of violating guidelines just following the news of nepotism allegation against the MD and CEO Chanda Kochar. The Reserve Bank of India has imposed a monetary penalty of 58.9 crores on ICICI Bank for non-compliance with direction issued by RBI on direct sale of securities held on the HTM or held to maturity portfolio and specific disclosure on the same. Neha is now joining us with the details.
The Reserve Bank of India has imposed a penalty of nearly 59 crore rupees on a retail lender, ICICI Bank. Do remember, this is not the first time the central bank has imposed a penalty on a private sector bank. In the recent months, we have seen the Reserve Bank of India come down heavily on not just private sector banks, but even public sector banks. Do remember, in March, Axis Bank was imposed a penalty of nearly 5 crore rupees. In fact, also Indian Overseas Bank, 2 crore rupees. And earlier in October, we had also seen RBI impose a fine on Yes Bank and IDFC Bank. So clearly, ICICI Bank is not the first bank. But yes, the quantum of the penalty, 59 crore, seems to be really steep in recent times. Reserve Bank of India highlighted that the penalty was imposed for non-adherence to regulatory norms prescribed by the central bank in the area of sale of securities held to maturity portfolio. It did not specify what exactly the rule was that was flouted, but yes, the central bank did say that ICICI Bank did not adhere to the norms, and also as far as disclosures are concerned, ICICI Bank was found on the back foot. These were the reasons basis which RBI has imposed a penalty of 59 crore rupees on ICICI Bank, one of the steepest we've seen in recent times.
What's the latest as far as ICICI Bank press release is concerned? They issued a press release yesterday. Of course, it's from a different case. It's got to do with the reportage that has been happening with the Videocon group and how ICICI has relation to that. What's the key takeaway? What's the management or the board saying now?
Well, the two matters are not connected at all. RBI's directive to ICICI Bank to pay 59 crore rupees was issued today, and the matter you are talking about right now relates to the statement that ICICI Bank released yesterday. Now, this was to come out in full support of MD and CEO Chanda Kochar. They highlighted that they have full faith and confidence as far as MD and CEO Chanda Kochar's leadership at ICICI Bank is concerned. In fact, they went on to say that as far as loans relating to Videocon are concerned, an internal review was mandated and the findings concluded that there was no case of nepotism or even favoritism as far as the loans to Videocon is concerned. In fact, they said that the robust practices at ICICI Bank ensure that no individual employee has influence on decisions pertaining to extending loans to borrowers. They also highlighted that there was no instance of conflict of interest in this case, and it was also highlighted that as far as the board is concerned, they were in full confidence and full support of all decisions taken by Chanda Kochar, and also highlighted that many of these reports doing the rounds were misleading and suggested that they were essentially in nature to spoil the image of the bank.
Thanks, Neha, for getting us all the details about ICICI, both the different cases, and Neha giving us the latest heads up on ICICI Bank.